tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
There it is.
Oh.
I've missed this sound. I really have. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Mindy Project, Season 4, Episode 1. We are back. We were a little bit concerned. We had a little bit of a rough patch going.
A little scared.
I wasn't sure if we'd all be gathered here today, but we are, and I'm happy. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, comment, and like the video. If you're listening to us on iTunes or SoundCloud, you can also subscribe there. I would like to introduce my amazing co-host because these two guys are two of my favorites here. Please tell them where they, and I'm not even lying about that. We have a great panel for you guys. Where can they find you?
Me? I get to go first?
Go
You
ahead.
can find me. I'm Cameron Lewis at the Only Camshaft, Twitter and Instagram, CameronLewis.com. April, how about you?
I'm April Whisenhant. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at April Whisenhant. Right there, the really tough last name.
Oh, yeah. And I'm Nicholas Grava. You guys can follow me at Nicholas Grava on Twitter and Instagram. Now, let's get into it.
Oh,
because
man.
I really am excited. I was following this when Fox announced that it was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of rumors that they were going to get picked up on Hulu. I didn't know if that was true. I'm saying I've never heard. Have I? No, I don't. Not that I have never heard. Do you guys know of another network show that has changed?
Not to Hulu.
Community.
Arrested Development.
Oh, I was going to say Arrested Development's the only one that I
Arrested Development Community went to Yahoo, not to Hulu.
Oh.
But I love it when this happens.
Me too. It gives it such, and like for the premiere, I think they had 27 minutes, so they get more time to express and really show stuff. So it kind of just gives it a new little fresh feel. They can kind of do stuff that maybe they didn't do on Fox, even though they made a lot of, inappropriate jokes on Fox still. But I'm excited for them. I'm glad they picked it up for sure.
I saw Mindy was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he was asking her what's the major differences, and she related it to it's like dating two different guys. She said Fox is like the guy that tells you he loves you, but you go and creep on his Facebook, and it still says he's single and still open to other options. And Hulu's the guy that's like, oh my God, I love you, come meet my family, and cries during sex. So
That is so
with
right.
that, I think that they've really found a good place.
Good.
That's so right. It's so accurate.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. So he
And cries during sex.
they got a hoot out of that, and I think it's true.
Yeah.
I had to go back and I rewatched the last episode
Yeah.
from season 3 because I always like to just refresh myself and see where we're at. And I knew that it was an amazing episode. I freaking love the ending scene with Danny running up to the door of Mindy's parents. His sweat dripping down. It was an amazing song. I forget it now. We opened up with it in the recap show, and I gotta say, leading up, did you guys think it was gonna be a different show? Did you think it was gonna have a different vibe to it? Did you think anything was gonna be affected by it being on Hulu?
I didn't think it would be a different show. For one thing I was really happy about, the opening titles didn't change. There was a couple of shots that changed, like the characters are older, they look a little bit different, but for the most part it's the same. Same logo, same song, same everything. I was very happy about that. The only things I really expected to change were things like we saw a couple examples in this episode. She says GD instead of having instead of having to censor herself. I expected little minute things like that, and I suspect the further we go in this season, the more of that we're gonna see. But I don't think this doesn't seem like the kind of writing staff that just does that to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking that maybe not that the plot would be different whatsoever, but that maybe they would kind of like treat the characters a little different, because typically with shows that you see on that are just Netflix shows, or especially like Arrested Development is my best example because I loved it before and then I watched it when it was on Netflix too, and it did just have a different vibe. But that was also a show that was off the air for however many years. So you
wonder what affected that more.
Yeah. So, but this I was very pleasantly surprised because it was the same, except freaking Ike Barinholtz Morgan is so skinny.
He's
Wait,
so thin.
okay, I thought it was just me. I'm like, he
No.
looks so different
I
right
thought
now.
it was a different actor.
He's so skinny.
I legitimately
You
the
did
first
not
time
think
I
it was a
did.
different
I was like,
actor.
they got rid of him, and then it just turns out he like I don't know, swallowed tapeworm or
Yeah, I don't
something.
know what
He was
get it.
in, or I forget the name of the movie right now, but a movie with Amy Poehler.
Oh,
and
sister, when they play, is
yes,
it
the
sisters?
sister- the-
I don't know if
yes.
it's called sisters, but they play sisters.
Maybe that might be it, but apparently
Something
they
like
like,
that.
want, or I don't know who they is, but
Yeah.
you know, people wanted him. He needed to like look the part, and he
He
needed to
plays like
slim
a
down a little bit
serious?
for
He
it.
plays a sexy gardener, I think.
I think so too.
If I
It's
remember
something
the
like
trailer
that.
correctly.
So he had
You
to. He
know-
needed a little definition in his beer belly.
Well, he better put it all back in
You know,
for this
the
show
one,
because it worked.
the thing that I am happy about with this whole thing is that they're not doing all of the episodes at once.
Yeah.
We're going to get them on a weekly basis, which I like.
That I think it feels more TV, if I
Yes.
can say that,
Yeah.
because Netflix, like we had done Sense8 on Netflix, and they release all of them like they usually do,
Yeah.
and there's that weird urge to just go binge watch it and be done with it, and then you're gone for so long. This
Yeah.
way, I think and they got a long season, 26 episodes.
That's
26
insane.
episodes. It is.
That's, I think, the longest for a streaming show.
Last season
think.
was pretty long. I think it was like 21 episodes though, but the 26.
It was 21 exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, we got a lot of Mindy, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, first of all, they had talk about the star appearances in this episode.
Oh my
I feel like it
gosh.
was person after person. Her parents, Danny goes in, and first of all, hilarious that it was their what was he?
Butler
Their
or
butler.
something, I don't know.
And he's like, I don't speak English. And Danny's like, okay, great. And then finally we meet her dad, which comes up with the machete.
Yeah.
That's a little bit sketch.
So
But
good.
her mom
I
is
love
my
her mom.
favorite.
I love her.
Also in House of Cards. I'm pretty
she?
sure she's in House of
As
Cards.
the she plays
What does she play?
I forget the character, but I know who you're talking about. She
Yeah.
has the son that goes to
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
gotta watch
she's
that.
so talented that. And here I see a whole other side. But when I see her personality, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Mindy's mom.
Yeah.
She comes out singing.
She's the perfect blend of
So
the both
good.
of them because he, like, even her dad has that more, like, sensitive side we see in the end, too. But her mom, when she said something like, I went for, I probably shouldn't do an Indian accent. Well, too late now. She went out for this role, and she said, the part was too small for her. I didn't get it, but I'm so happy now. I'm like,
Yeah.
of course, you're Mindy's mom. You're exactly like her.
What did the husband called her, like the undiscovered, the premier undiscovered
Yes.
Bollywood actress?
From Boston.
Boston.
Oh,
Boston.
of Boston.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Yes. First of all, I'm from Boston, so everything they're talking about Boston, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's my hometown. Oh yeah, that's great. I love every reference.
I
they're
think
giving
that
us.
joke, by the way, is a great example of what we can expect because that has always happened before with the show, right? Those specific jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But now they, I think, have accepted that the people tuning into the show on Hulu already know the show and love the show. So I think we're going to see that all the time. And this episode was full of those jokes. Oh,
I think it
made me so happy.
No, I agree. There was actually a lot of jokes that I was very pleased by, and then I
Yeah.
was like, wow, I can't believe they said that
Yeah.
or did that because it didn't. It does feel like they're starting to hone in on their audience. What you just thought of a joke.
I thought of a joke,
Oh.
which maybe this isn't a funny joke, but see, I tend to like when people they don't care about what's super politically correct because we are
Yes.
too politically
Absolutely.
correct
Thank you.
nowadays.
Me
but
too.
whenever Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character said. He's like he loved Andy Cohen loved my show Black versus White or Black
Yeah,
and
Real
White or
Housewives, Black versus White, or something like that. It's
and I'm like, I love that you just joked
Yes,
about that
same
because
here.
you're not being serious, obviously, but I just think little things like that are funny.
I
And
think-
she always does that.
I think it's because now that Hulu, they don't have to worry about their audience. They don't have, you're on network TV every week. You worry about your numbers, your audience. How can we sort of get the lines? Now
Yeah.
Mindy can really just like go at it and give us, as the people who like the show, everything we want to hear. So I don't know. I'm happy, and I hope they
Preach
do
it.
more of that. Yeah.
I'm so
Go.
excited.
I never knew I was going to be such a Hulu supporter.
I
don't
know.
watch. Do you guys watch any other Hulu shows?
Yes.
Really? You're lying. I don't
thing.
believe you for
Wait,
a
oh
No,
my
second.
I
gosh.
watch Misfits on Hulu.
Oh, I was
Didn't even
about
know
to
that
say
was a
Broad
show.
City, but that was just on Hulu.
Oh.
Not-
So you watch a show that is
That is
featured.
on Hulu.
I watched
Yeah.
that show, Another Show, on Hulu.
Oh, I love that
It's
one.
so good.
So funny. Oh my gosh.
Subscribe.
Oh, what's it called?
Another Show on
No,
Hulu.
he actually doesn't have one, so don't even
okay.
listen to him. So, were you? Did you already know before you watched it that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was going to be in?
Yes,
Yeah, me
I
too.
did.
Yeah.
I
Because
didn't know
stalked
where
Mindy
he
on
was going to
Instagram.
fit in in the plot, though. I had no idea. Someone was like, "Oh, it's her husband." I'm like, "Well, what? What the hell's happening this
I was
season?"
the same way, because for a while I heard that, I mean, this is when it was first getting canceled, and, you know, who knows who's coming back. There's always rumors. I heard Chris Messina wasn't for a second, and, like, he is my love on
the
this
show wouldn't even.
So, and then I heard Joseph Gordon-Levitt was going to be there, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I love me some JGL, but, like, no.
Yeah.
But I loved his part in it tonight, and how they kind of, like, I wish they would have. I wanted her to, like, eventually really go with the alternate thing, like, kind of just. But she was so aware of it the entire time. I wanted her to.
It was like it was a lucid dream where she was really aware that this is an alternate. She wasn't believing that it was happening.
It was all foggy and.
I did like
so
that. It was
good.
when they panned off to the window. As soon as Mindy falls asleep, she's all upset. Danny's not at the wedding.
Right.
She's not getting married because he said he doesn't ever want to get married. And then they pan off. She falls asleep. They pan off to the window, and I'm like, "What's it? Someone gonna break?" I'm like, "Why are they doing this weird eerie shot of panning off to the window?" No, instead she wakes up in a dream world where she's married to Matt Sherman, and at first she's like, what did she say? She compared the apartment. She's like, I would in some soap opera looking apartment. Oh my gosh.
Something like that. I remember
A
soap
smoking
opera.
hot guy lives in a soap opera set, and he married my fat ass. What am I blackmailing him?
So
I love that part.
good.
Blackmailing him.
I never butchered a line like that before. So she wakes up in this alternate world. I was excited to see how far they were going to push it, to see where they were going to go with this. I didn't like them together, though. I don't like their chemistry together. I was happy that this is probably a one episode. I'm never going back to that.
I liked their chemistry on the plane in that scene, but other than that, I was like,
When he thought she was a man from
Native
behind. She's
American
like, I am
man.
not a man,
You're
thank
an
you.
Indian man. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it was so good. I liked that Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he was a guest star, but it wasn't like in the classical sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
he played his character and then that was it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So then we cut to Danny, who is in India with the parents, and he is getting a little bit scared to say what he really came there to tell them, which I can understand that. Listen, I'm very anxiety filled, so when I have to say certain things, like, that's terrifying, and I could relate with Danny in this position, although I wish he would have just got to it in the beginning, and they would sort of, like, the whole looking for male suitors for Mindy. Did you guys find that?
Well, it's because he gets it off his chest to this, like, butler guy or whatever he is, and then
Once you do it once, you can't build it up again.
Exactly, and then, like, the first time you see her dad, he's with a machete, and then a minute later he's like, whoever got my daughter pregnant, I will chop them to pieces. I mean, he didn't say that, but you know what I mean. Something like that. I think murder was promised at some point.
Yeah.
But, I'm probably not going to be the most keen on telling him right at that time either.
No.
But he also, he flew to India. What were you going to, at least say
What you gonna do?
Yeah, like,
It's an
do
expensive
something.
trip for just saying, well, I didn't really come here for anything.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just here.
I'm just
I love
here.
how they thought it was Morgan. It was like, Morgan, is that you? He's like, no,
poster.
I'm not more. Yeah. Oh, what was the poster of?
It was of some group. I forget who it was.
I don't
Oh
know.
my
now.
God, that was so funny.
Yeah.
I don't even know what group
And
it
then
was.
Morgan comes in, and Morgan's like, "You framed it and hung
my
it. Oh,
God.
great!" And they're like, "It's so nice to finally meet you."
That's what I'm
Of
saying,
course he
though.
knows
The
that.
joke on a joke on a joke. I
Yes.
love that stuff.
Yeah.
Morgan's whole storyline with the Taliban, and he was like, they tried to recruit me, and I told them I'd have to think about it, or whatever his state. And then he said something very vicious, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, that's that in me."
He said, he was like, I would blow up an entire
Yes.
school bus of people for her. He's like, oh, sorry, Taliban.
I was dying.
know.
Another thing that I was like, I don't know if these jokes would be on network TV.
Yeah,
That
but it's
seemed
good.
a little,
It's
but
golden.
I thought it was hilarious. I was really laughing the entire time.
By the way, Nicholas, speaking of network
Cameron.
TV, Sunday, September 27th, season premiere of ABC's highly anticipated drama, Quantico.
Oh.
You guys have heard about this one?
I'm
yeah.
actually on the panel for that.
But are
show.
you really?
Yes,
You
I
are?
am. I'm
What?
very excited. Well,
I'm
it's
lucky
tentative.
you.
It's tentative. What?
It's all over town.
It's everywhere.
It's
like
billboards
every billboard.
everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, well, this is a show where the FBI trains their top recruits. Over 100,000 young people apply, and only 1,200 get in, Nicholas.
Insane.
1,200, April.
You're going to be talking to him.
You're going to be talking to all 1,200
Yes,
of these people
I
on the
am.
show.
We're gonna need a few more chairs.
They are the smartest, strongest, and have the best skills. Now they must live and train together under one roof. But everything changes when a massive terrorist attack strikes America. How is this on ABC? This is amazing.
We're trying to save ABC.
I love ABC right now. No, I love ABC.
I didn't see
Like
it
with
going
How
as
to
a
Get Away with
compliment.
Murder, Quantico, they're killing
True.
it.
Actually, that makes me concerned though, because that's like all my favorite TV on one network. That's
dig
easy because
it.
I'll get to see every show.
Exactly.
Good.
But the FBI discovers its greatest fear that one of their top Quantico recruits is a terrorist.
Yeah.
They're stepping through it that way. Which one is behind it all, and which one becomes a traitor? It's the edge of your seat drama with twist after twist after twist. Don't miss the series premiere of Quantico again, September 27th, 10/9 Central on the ABC network. Check it out. Nicholas is doing the panel. Here
Yes,
on
I
AfterBuzz
am.
TV.
As right, we don't have a. I'm guessing maybe it will be on the 27th, but I'm not sure if we'll be doing it that same day.
that
We'll
stands
keep you
to
guys
reason.
posted. Yeah. So let's get back into Mindy and
it.
the other surprise guest that we had on here, Raj from The Big Bang Theory. Do we have any Big Bang Theory fans or no?
Oh, yes.
Yes, me too.
I
What? Kim?
No.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. I read a note that said I wasn't supposed to like it.
Oh, no.
Do you
I'm
want to
not-
leave?
Technically, we're not
This
supposed
is
to like it.
literally your first sit. You've earned this seat, but you are literally burning your
Here's the
steps.
thing. I
What?
love Kunal Nair.
Okay.
I liked him more in Mindy Project for 5 minutes than I do on Big Bang Theory.
That's fair enough.
Don't take his side.
I'm
No,
not taking
Yes.
his side.
I
Yeah,
actually
that's
don't
fair
agree
enough.
because I think he is hilarious across the board, and I can appreciate his role here, but only because I've seen him in. I was just gonna say Big Brother, but no, Big Bang Theory, and I love that show too. So I
I kind of feel the same way though too, because obviously we didn't get to see much of his
Yes.
personality tonight, but because I know of him from other things, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no, you're great.
So he's about
Fine
ready.
then.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, whatever. So we have one bitter person on the panel
Whoa.
tonight. So Morgan tells him all about Mindy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, not everything up front.
Right.
Because then when he's all set for this arranged marriage to go through, and then when he finds out all the details, he said, "You're trying to sell me a lemon here." And
Yeah.
Mindy's mom was like, "Do not call my daughter a sour fruit."
Yes, so good.
Also dying about that, and then to see the family stand up for Mindy at
Oh,
that
yeah.
time, I mean, come on, amazing.
Because
Heart
everything
melting.
she's doing should be like something that makes them really mad and that really goes against the family, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But don't call their pregnant 35-year-old daughter, or I don't know how old she is.
Yeah.
Daughter a lemon. I don't think she's 35 actually.
I think actually somewhere.
Oh my gosh, she said
said-
something. What did she
yeah.
say today? Oh, it's like I'm in 13 going on 30, except I'm still the same age, 26.
26, yeah. Another great line from
Yeah.
her.
By the way, right before
what?
that happened, I liked the moment. I don't know why this cracked me up quite the way it did, but when Morgan was eating a PB and non sandwich,
Oh yeah.
I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
No, that whole dinner scene made me laugh when
God.
when Danny and Morgan are going back and forth. The parents have no idea
Yeah.
what they're talking. Danny's like, "Yeah, I make this for people that I really love," and Danny was like, "I can't eat it because I feel there's a lot of like alter intentions going on here, so I'm
So
not.
good.
I'm good with my PB and J and non or
PB and non.
PB and non.
Yeah. So Danny finally, with the moment when the parents are sticking up for Mindy, Danny decides this is the time to step in and say he cares about Mindy.
Yeah, and that he is the baby daddy.
The
I mean-
lie detector test determined he is the father.
When
Yes.
I was going back and I watched the other episode for a second, you know when Morgan brings in like all the old boyfriends
Yeah. Mhm.
because he thinks someone, and I was like, wait, did I forget is the bait? And I like got really confused because I forgot they even had that storyline.
Uh-huh. I
But
did
yes,
too, yeah.
Danny is the father. They're happy. And they just want Mindy to be happy,
Mm-hmm.
and they're okay with Danny. There a lot like happened. I feel like this. What? Go ahead.
Were you surprised by that? Did you expect them to be?
I
cool with
expected
it?
them to. No, I didn't think they were
Yeah.
gonna be cool
Me
with
either.
it, and that's
Me
why I
either.
was like, "Wow, okay, parents are okay with it." We weren't really left with any conflict, which I did think the first episode I was gonna be left with something.
Yeah.
I mean, we're left with a good moment at the end. Not
That we
so
got
much.
a lot of stuff in this
That's
episode.
how I
too-
feel.
Like
So
a lot
much.
of things were just really resolved.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a thing of, obviously we want the show to continue going on
Right.
for as long as possible. I don't know if that's a thing of like being scared that the show won't continue after another season. So they want to like, I'm not putting that
worry
on
that
this,
in my head.
but I'm like,
Dang.
so they feel like they want to please the viewers and get stuff out there.
Yeah.
It did seem very quick, but then when we think about it, we also have so much that's gonna be coming up.
I could see that. I could also see them saying, "Hey, first episode, let's wrap up all the Fox stuff."
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I'm
now
saying.
we're gonna
That's a good
start
point.
fresh. I don't know.
I
It
do
also
think-
could
I like
be-
that idea. Actually, much better than mine.
hopefully they're going to be around, but it's very possible that they're just chugging through storylines too.
I thought that's. I mean, listen, you got 26 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
There has to be a reason they're wrapping this all up. They could have
Yeah.
stretched a lot of stuff like this. Could have been the whole season, literally.
It really could have, yeah.
And so I think they must have some really interesting plot lines coming. Again, we always questioned, is she gonna have a baby?
She is
on this
indeed having a
freaking
baby.
show. That's gonna change the show.
Yeah.
I guess in a good way. I'll still like
Well,
it.
I
no
actually
matter
read
what.
an interview.
I think I read the same thing.
Yeah, where they were talking
Oh
about
yeah, that
this,
interview, right?
And,
Oh, that one.
and they were talking to Mindy Kaling about this, and they asked, you know, is this, and the creators of the show, is this going to be something that changes the show entirely? And they essentially said, Mindy essentially said, yeah, it'll change the show, but really when you have problems as your character, the problems just increase when a baby's involved. And
I actually did read that.
I'm
Okay,
like,
yeah.
yes. That's
She said
exactly
she'll
what I
always
want.
be the same Mindy, no matter
Right.
what. Like, it's going
Which-
to be... But, I mean, it can't be denied that it's not going to change it a little bit. Because from going
Right.
about a single... I mean, the show started off being about a single woman in New York doing these, like, crazy things to find a guy. And now she's found a guy, there's a baby. So there's no denying that, like, the show is going to be different.
Yeah.
But it's just, like,
It's-
how so?
It's almost like with dramas when they kill characters off. I like it because they're not afraid to change the plot line. So with comedies, when you continually meet something and get conflict and then what?
I thought you were going to say they're killing
No,
somebody
I'm not
off
saying.
for a second.
I'm saying with comedies,
Oh
this is
my
similar because they're
God.
not afraid to like have a baby, get
Yeah.
married, have a breakup,
Yeah.
move on, make new plot lines. Don't keep us in the
Oh.
same line. You are so bitter tonight. Everything
I'm not
is
bitter. I was
negative.
really nervous.
Oh, okay. Who'd you think I was gonna kill?
I don't
off?
know. Morgan, he's losing weight.
I think like Betty got killed, or I forget her name. The
That's
old
Beverly?
lady. Like,
Beverly.
Beverly. Like,
Hold on.
She missed some episodes
She's
last
coming
season,
back.
and I got
Beverly?
She was in the
coming back.
intro. She has to come
And
back.
Okay,
Tamara.
then she's back.
Tamara,
but remember,
right?
there were
Tamara?
characters on. Yeah,
Tamara.
Tamara. There were
What?
no,
I don't remember.
It's not Tamara.
No, it is. Yes,
Tamara.
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 It's Tamara.
Okay.
Tamara.
Beverly
Tamara.
and Tamara are honestly two of my favorite. I love
Oh,
all
me
the characters.
too.
They're
Beverly is-
so funny.
It's so good.
Beverly is up there for me for sure.
One line, and I'm like, that's my favorite line of the episode.
Yeah, but you remember there were characters on like the first and second season that just never came back.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
But I don't think they're doing
Anna
that, but-
Camp.
She.
Oh yeah, she was
She played like the
Mindy's best
Assistant.
friend.
Oh
or something
yeah,
like
I think
that.
she got a
Something.
different show or something like that.
Pitch Perfect.
Oh,
oh.
well. we both felt the
makes
same
sense,
way
I
about
guess.
that.
Which, I mean, between the two, I probably would have chosen Mindy Project.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
have too.
Come on.
Absolutely. I'd always choose Mindy Project.
I think in that same interview that you're talking about, Mindy said, she was like, I think it's dumb when people are too afraid to like make that big move or to not put two characters together because you're afraid of how people are going to react. If it's like the natural flow of the show, if
Yeah.
it's something as writers you want to happen, then do it. And I mean, she clearly wanted this to happen, so.
I feel like I could never see Mindy in a different show. Like if this show didn't work and it didn't go on Hulu, I couldn't see her. Like I watched her in The Office a little bit, but I still feel like it's Mindy.
No, but you know what's interesting? I literally watch The Office every day of my life.
I just started.
And
I did too. Not too
oh,
long
you
ago.
guys,
Oh, let's
I'm
check.
so
I'm obsessed.
excited.
Me too.
Can we like?
No. Keep
Oh,
going.
you already seen it all?
No. I've seen every episode probably 40 times, and every single time I see Mindy Kaling, it does not seem like the same Mindy as the one I see
Well,
on the
this
Mindy
is a
Project.
I
young
think
Mindy
there's so
not
much
knowing
more.
I
where
know,
her future
I know,
was.
but they seem like it gives me faith that after the Mindy Project ends, she'll totally be able to do something.
I mean, she's
else. I'll totally
hilarious.
be able to see her in a different light.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
I think
know.
she seems very similar to her Office character, actually. But because
That's
she
what
sound
I
like,
think.
She's
Thank
so
you.
into how she looks and into her boy, and she modeled Chris Messina's character off of B.J. Novak in real life.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Oh yeah, because they dated, and that's who she models his character after. The New Yorker who's afraid of commitment. What?
No, he's gonna say something. A
Oh.
dig, I'm sure.
No, it's
There's
fine.
two other parts in the
Are you
episode I
very-
want to circle
Justifiably,
back.
Yes.
as two Big
No,
Bang
I-
Theory fans, I
It's a hilarious
expected to
show.
disagree.
Whatever. There's two. Okay, one storyline I also found hilarious is when she walks in on the date in the alternate universe.
Oh, yeah.
Danny's date. Okay.
Frida
Yes.
Pinto.
First First of all, beautiful
Oh, yeah,
woman.
she's gorgeous.
Second of
Amazing.
all, Mandy, yeah. Mindy sits on her lap and she's like, "You are killing me."
Yes.
She's like, no,
She's
no,
so,
you wanna eat
Danny,
more?
she's so heavy. Danny.
I mean, absolutely
good.
so funny. I didn't think it would be possible to change Danny's mind in the alternate universe.
I didn't
when they started
either.
making out outside, but at first Danny was like, "Back up, no."
Yeah.
And then he went back in. He's like, "I'm
Yeah.
gonna take control."
He's like, this can't happen. All right,
Yeah.
never mind.
This
I mean-
was a line from in that scene when she goes up and says, "Are you guys whining, dining, potentially 69ing?" That's definitely wouldn't have been on Fox.
But I didn't
Yeah.
even hear that
Oh
line.
man.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean,
Hulu.
yeah. I think it does elevate the show. Maybe it's just me thinking it.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
sure.
I think so too.
The ending scene we cut to. Do we cover everything? Any other favorite lines that we missed of yours or any storylines?
The mom said our daughter is 35 and has a Bart Simpson tattoo. That was something.
Oh yeah.
I really
yeah.
enjoyed that.
Yep.
I think that was
also.
it, kind of.
Yeah,
Um,
that's about it, I think.
When Danny, I didn't think he would propose at the end of this episode.
No way.
Oh, no, me either.
Even when he was on a knee with the box, I'm like, oh, souvenir? There's no way. I'm like, the joke's gonna be.
A souvenir.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to be in
I
the
don't know.
box?
Promise
PB
ring.
and non? Something like that.
A promise ring being like, listen, I messed up. This is the thing. When he was saying that he didn't want to get married, I was like, how are they gonna backtrack? Because now if he gets married, it's just gonna seem like she convinced him, and I have an issue
Right.
with that on shows.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it doesn't seem like a good marriage. She now convinced you, but when he looked inside himself and saw that it was his past, Cameron doesn't feel good about that.
No, I do. I agree with what you said a second ago,
Wow,
which was
shocking.
I thought this was going to happen over a couple episodes.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
that's
very
what,
quick changing of decision.
Oh.
I think you were right now that I think more about it and saying that maybe they just kind of wanted to wrap that all up and just totally take the show in a different direction, but still the same direction, but just the storylines be completely different, because why else would they have given us that much in one episode?
Yeah.
Like we get a proposal. I did love the scene whenever they were in the alternate universe still, and right before the proposal, and she says like, "Why didn't you kiss me?" And he's like, "And then what? Then what do we do? Then we break up." And that was such a thing we worried about last season, because we're like, I thought he was for sure just going to be convinced because
Yeah.
he wanted to be with her.
Yeah.
And so, okay, fine. I guess I'll marry you. But I'm glad that he came to that decision on his own, even though it was very fast.
Yeah,
That
was
is
it-
true, though.
I think they're clearing. All right, I want to get into predictions because I have something to
Oh.
say.
Oh.
Well, I don't have that led up. Like I realized something crucial
I
and
have
important.
something to say.
So there we go.
Hit the
AfterBuzz.
music.
Now, your AfterBuzz
It sounded like you were about to like drop a beat.
Yeah.
the music.
Predictions.
Someone is predicting that they're gonna
Mindy.
name the baby Lexi, but the person's name is
What?
also Lexi in the
Oh.
chat. So
Come on,
Maybe
Lexi.
they'll name it her Mindy's pseudonym, Chloe Silverado. Probably
oh
not
my
Silverado,
god,
but
I
maybe Chloe.
forgot about. I would love to see baby Chloe.
I used that as my fake name one time.
Did you?
Oh,
What
yeah.
was the? Would you want to share on it?
You know,
or-
it's just when I was like out with a bunch of friends, there's this person that approaches me
Yep.
that's clearly just like out of their mind, and I did not want him to know my name. And he's like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Chloe." He's like, well, "You have a last name." I'm like, "Chloe Silverado."
No, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
He's like, "What
That's
a weird
awesome.
name." I'm like, "Okay."
Like, oh,
fine.
talk
It's
to
my
Mindy.
name."
Thank
Yeah.
you, weird name. Yeah, that's amazing. I've never used a fake name. I've given a fake number once to a very creepy
Hi-yo.
person.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's also dangerous though, because
Yes.
what if they call you right there?
They did.
Oh,
And they
What did you
texted and they go, "It's not going through." I go, "My phone's off." And then I walked
Just
away.
throw the phone on
And
the
then
ground.
you're
like,
like,
my
"Okay,
phone
my
is
Instagram is beeping
broke."
right now.
Yeah. So okay, I want to know predictions of when we are going to see baby Chloe.
Baby Chloe, I think probably soon-ish.
Is that like
Because-
3, 4 or like 9, 10?
No, it's more like 7, 8,
Okay.
not more 9, 10ish.
Okay.
Because I think that they're gonna have to completely change the apartment, how they live. They'll have to go through all that. They'll have to address all the other characters and what they've been up to first. And they have to give it some time. At least I hope they give it some time, because I want to be entertained the entire season, not
Yeah, I
just
agree.
the first portion. So
I'm looking forward to Uncle Morgan.
Oh,
That's
me
gonna be
too.
fun.
I
That's
keep
really
saying
gonna be
everyone's
fun.
my favorite and most, like, I'm not kidding. This is one of, I think, the most laugh out loud comedy. I actually laugh
yeah.
out loud when I watch this.
Yeah. Well, the thing I like about it is you can close your eyes and say a line and you know exactly what character said it.
Exactly.
It's like, boom, yes, that was a Morgan line.
Yep,
So
I
good.
agree 100%.
BB
One
and
thing that I
non.
did forget was when in the alternate universe, her business, she was like, oh, is it my clinic? And he was like, no, it's your girdles for sexually active obese women.
She's got to do that.
Dying about that.
It's so good.
I think for baby status, I want to estimate episode 5.
Okay.
I think
soon.
earlier. I think sooner.
Interesting.
Listen, they're getting married. We just had that proposal. What else? What else we need the baby. We need some conflict.
That's a good point because Mindy won't want to get married when she's pregnant. So
Right.
I assume that the
very
wedding
true.
would happen after.
Mindy's
baby.
the girl that
Yeah.
already has the dress picked out,
Yeah.
knows what size she's got to be to get into it, has been planning
She's
it
gonna
since she
like
was
go
12.
to the trainer the minute
Yeah.
the baby comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
see.
with episode 6 after the second commercial break.
Okay.
I think. I just want to get in between both of your predictions.
Thanks.
April
Yeah, it's real
corner
safe
pocket,
of you.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be twins.
Oh.
No.
Just there
There's
has to
already
be
been an
something.
ultrasound, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wait,
Has
yeah,
there?
and I've seen some friends who are not twins.
So you're wrong, actually.
Sorry about that.
In all
one.
sense. So you're bitter and wrong tonight. Thanks
Okay.
for joining the panel.
Okay, you know what? Triplets. Triplets.
Probably
Okay.
film with twins. You
They
know, normally
actually-
they're
Don't
twins.
try to make me feel better, April.
Very, very true. And don't
But
try
what
to
if
make
in the
him feel
ultrasound
better.
they were just one in front of the other?
Hey, you never know.
On that
Twins.
note,
I
we are
guess.
going to jump. I'd like to know if you guys think they are
That's
twins.
the note.
Yeah.
Episode
it's the
6
terror-
after the second commercial break.
Yeah, actually, there's shorter commercials. I don't pay for the free one where there's no commercials, but there are short commercials.
There
It's
are,
Oh
weird.
yeah, there were
Yes.
only
And I
2
love
in
it.
this
Very nice.
episode.
So it's a longer episode and yet less commercials. It's
yeah,
amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for watching. Where can they find these lovely folks?
Oh, at the Only Cam Shop, Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to the podcast for this show and iTunes. What's our hashtag? ABTV Mindy.
Hashtag ABTV Mindy, but more importantly, tweet at us when you want to talk to us about
Absolutely.
Oh
the show.
yeah, love talking this show.
April?
Y'all can find me on Twitter and Instagram at April Whisenhant.
And you guys can find me at Nicholas Grava, Twitter and Instagram. We will see you guys. We are actually changing nights. We're going to be on Tuesday
Tuesdays.
nights. So that's
Indeed.
also when it airs. We will see you guys next Tuesday night. Thanks for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.